What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys had a great new year, and I hope you guys are having a good 2026 so far. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. I'm now going to be getting back into doing my Blu-ray collection update video, finally, for you guys. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I don't think I did one hardly last year, maybe the beginning of last year, I think. It's been a while so far. So, guys, yeah, so I got 3 different stacks here in front of me. I got movies that came out last year that I bought that I already own, and I got movies that are a lot older, or even some TV shows in here as well that I bought that I either saw for the first time or they were older movies that I wanted to get. And I also have a small stack of movies that I currently own that I have not watched yet. So let me know down below if you think these are movies that you guys think we might like. So this might be a much shorter video, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, this is just an update video. So I haven't been buying too many older films, and I haven't added too much to my collection. A lot of stuff I've watched but did not add to the collection because, of course, I didn't like them very much. But let's get started with the older movies that I have bought that I currently own that I did like so far. And some of these I bought months prior to today. So let me adjust this real quick. Okay, that's better. So first up, first movie we got here is The Family Man. This is a Nicolas Cage movie. This is one where it's kind of like a weird version of Scrooged, I guess you could say that, but this is one to where Nicolas Cage plays like a very rich Wall Street prick, and he's making a ton of money. He's very rich, and then he um, saves this guy or stops a conflict in like a little diner, and then he ends up in like a weird alternate reality of his life to where he marries his high school sweetheart, but now he works a dead end job, makes very bad money, but he's got 2 kids. He's married to his high school sweetheart, and he's a lot more fulfilled with his life. So it's kind of a weird, interesting story. But this one actually had a lot of heart to it, and I was actually very surprised at how much I liked it. So I didn't expect to like this movie very much, but it really surprised me. Fun fact: a friend of my mom's, says this is his favorite movie of all time. So yeah, and when I watched it, I was like, yep, I kind of get it. One that I just added recently, and that is the Assault on Precinct 13 remake. I actually have seen this before years ago, but I didn't love it the first time enough to own it. But I watched it again in preparation for this, and I actually loved it. I thought it was great. This one almost tops the John Carpenter original, which I also have. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's just up there, but yeah, really good movie. I love that one. This one I bought back in October because Chris Stuckman hyped it up, and that is Noroi the Curse. This is the Arrow release of the movie. This is a really cool box set right here. And this is a mockumentary movie that's kind of in the same vein as Lake Mungo, which is one of my top 3 favorite movies, horror movies of all time, and I love it so much. And then, yeah, this is kind of a foreign release, but luckily my Xbox is Region 2, so I can play it. So I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was damn scary. There was a lot going on that you don't quite understand at first, but then once the movie wraps up, you kind of get what's going on. And yeah, I would say that I don't love it as much as Lake Mungo, but it is still a damn fun horror film. So definitely check that out. It's essentially like a mockumentary style movie where um about this weird entity that used to live in this town or this village up in the mountains, and it's dealing with kids disappearing, and there's like creepy masks and stuff like the one you see here on the front cover. Yeah, damn good movie, damn scary, but I love it. So definitely check that one out. Run Lola Run. This is actually a really interesting thing for me because I actually love movies that are told in real time. Like if a movie is 90 minutes and they say the character has 90 minutes to solve this crime before it occurs again. That's why 24 is my favorite TV show of all time, if you guys know that. So this movie essentially it's essentially a German film where you got this girl named Lola on the front cover here she gets a call from her boyfriend, and he says that he has to pay like $100,000 or something like that to these crime bosses that he owes, and if he does not get the money within 20 minutes, he will be killed. And so the movie is told in real time over the course of the 20 minutes, and it kind of twists the idea around a little bit to where it gives you like 3 different setups for it, to where in the first one, Lola ends up getting killed at the very end of it, and then the second time her boyfriend gets killed, and the third time they get it right. And so it's a very interesting movie, and I highly recommend you check this out if you love real-time movies. But yeah, that's a very underrated movie in my opinion. Okay, Last of Us Season 2. I actually for those of you guys who don't know, I adore the Last of Us video games. Those video games are like top 5 video games for me of all time. The original game is my favorite game of all time. And this show, I loved season 1 a lot. I thought it was amazing. I loved it. And season 2, I was actually very excited for, while also a little bit nervous about, because the fact that the game is a lot longer than the first one, and they said, oh, the season's only going to be like 7 episodes, where the last one was 9. And I'm like, really? How are you guys going to do that? And they said that, oh yeah, this season is going to be from Ellie's perspective, to which they did do that. And I was like, okay, so that kind of raises my hopes back up a little bit. And this is a good season of television for me. I do think it's far inferior to the original season for me personally, just like everybody else. A lot of people hated this season when it came out. A lot of people hated it. I didn't think it was that bad. Of course, it did feel rushed, especially at the very end. I was like, oh, yeah, what? You guys are rushing it. Like, how come you had to rush it like that? This should have been 10 episodes at least. So they could have expanded it a little bit. But I am excited for season 3, which takes place from Abby's perspective, because those of you that don't know, whenever I play The Last of Us Part 2 video game, I always look forward to playing Abby's side more than Ellie's side, even though I like the entire video game as a whole. So, yeah. Good season. I think it's good. I don't think it's as great as the original Last of Us season, or even the first game at all, but I do think it's, like, I was like, okay. There was some ideas here where I was like, okay, I kind of get some of this stuff, but the rest of them I was like, eh. Okay, this is probably the most beautiful set that I own right now, and this is the Hellraiser Quartet of Torment. This is like a Arrow release that they just released, and I do love this. Like, my favorite YouTuber of all time, Cody Leach, owns this set, and I knew I had to have it. This includes the first 4 movies, and for some reason you can never find a set that has all of them, because I guess there's some rights issues with that. But I like how it looks like this. You got like the little cutoffs right here, and then when you pull it out, it's like the skinned version. And then when you pull out this one, I think it's the skeleton. I think, yeah, or is it? Let me see something. Yeah, so you get like the skinned version here. So it's like it includes all 4 of the movies plus a booklet. And then so you take this out, and then you take this cover off here, and then it's a skull with the little Hellraiser cube on the inside, which this is a beautiful set. And so I knew this was worth the purchase. This would be like $100 for someone to buy, but luckily I got it for like maybe $50, so I got it for half off. And this is already, I know, is worth the price, because I actually love the first Hellraiser film, and I actually really like the second one. I still have yet to see 3 and 4. I heard people say 3 is really good. Some people say that's the best one. And some people say 4 is good. Like, that's where some people feel like it lost its way. But I really like this box set, and I cannot wait to watch the rest of these, because I think Hellraiser is a damn good series. So I have not seen 3 through 10, which is Hellraiser Judgment. I haven't seen any of those movies, and I do really love the remake, the Hulu remake. I thought that one was actually damn good. So I'm looking forward to see what we get from this. I'm hoping, I can't wait to see what those transfers look like. Okay, this is one that I just bought, and I have not watched it yet, but I have seen it before, and that is Minority Report. I actually love this movie. This is one of Steven Spielberg's best films, where you got Tom Cruise, who's like, it takes place in a futuristic society where they use psychics to catch people before they commit crimes, and then Tom Cruise is shown from the psychics that he commits a crime in the future, and now he's now on the run to try to stop it from happening. So it's a damn good movie. I highly recommend you check it out. The Long Kiss Goodnight. This is one of Cody Leach's favorite action movies of all time. When I first saw this, I didn't quite like it the first time, because I wasn't sure if I was ready for it yet. And I watched it again because I love this Arrow release. That was pretty cool. And the one thing I love about the Arrow releases is that you get the new cover, and you can also flip to get the older cover, the older poster for the movie. So damn good set here. And this is Jason Bourne before Jason Bourne existed. So I would highly recommend you check this out. Gina Davis is a badass in this movie. If you don't know who she is, she was in Thelma and Louise, and she was even the mom from Stuart Little. And so I love this movie so much. It's very action-packed. It's very fun. Samuel L. Jackson is awesome here. So definitely worth the price. Okay, this one I bought in preparation because I bought Chainsaw Man Season 1. So for those of you that don't know, I know I did not post a video for this yet, but my top 10 movies of last year. Number 10 was Superman, of which we'll get to that later. Number 10 is Superman. We have The Naked Gun, which is yes, up here. Okay. Naked Gun, One Battle After Another, Shelby Oaks, which was the Chris Stuckman movie, and Weapons, Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, F1, Predator Badlands, and Chainsaw Man Reze Arc, which is the follow-up to this first season, and then The Long Walk was my favorite movie of last year. So this was basically, when I heard that the movie was coming out for Chainsaw Man, I had never seen it before. I had heard of the character many times, and I like this 3D artwork that they have here. So Chainsaw Man looks like a fucking badass. And I was like, okay, I have to see how far this is. And luckily, they only had one season, and then now the movie. So I was able to catch up with it very quick. So essentially, you have this guy who, forget what his name is. Hold on a second. Denji. Sorry, I'm blanking right now. So Denji, essentially his parents owed a debt to these crime bosses, and they died before they could pay the debt off. And so now he has the debt over his head. And so what he has to do to pay the debt off is that he basically kills devils. And what's cool about this is that the devils are animations of everyday objects, to where they basically have a bomb devil, they have a gun devil, they have an onion devil. So it goes all over the place with this weird stuff. And he has this little thing called a chainsaw devil, which is like a little puppy with a chainsaw coming out of its head. And so the crime bosses, even though he's good with paying the bill, they decide to kill him, and they kill him, but then the blood from his devil morphs in with his body, and he becomes the chainsaw devil, or the chainsaw man, or whatever. And then he now fights demons, and now he can't die, so now he's basically off the debt. And then he joins this devil fighting company. So it's kind of like a modern version of Demon Slayer, except this guy is also a devil. But it's also really damn fun. And the movie Chainsaw Man Reze Arc was damn awesome. It was hilarious, it was funny, and it was so heartfelt, and I cannot wait till we get that on Blu-ray. I just hate that we have to wait over a year for it. That's one thing I don't like about anime stuff, is that we have to wait a whole year to get the Blu-ray releases for their movies or TV shows, because, yeah, it's such a long wait. But you know what? Definitely check this show out. If you love anime and you love horror, this is for you. Yeah, so now we got two animes that I'm obsessed with. We got Demon Slayer, and we have Chainsaw Man. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about this one. So I'll show this now since I just brought it out. We got Demon Slayer Hashira Training. This just came out on Blu-ray. For those of you that don't know yet, Infinity Castle was in my top 5 of last year, and this was the season before that movie that just dropped on Blu-ray just a couple weeks ago, and it's awesome. It's easily the weakest season so far of the entire show, but you know what? It's still a pretty fun season, because you get all the characters like Tanjiro and Inosuke and Zenitsu training to become Hashiras finally, before they finally go up against the final upper 3 demons. And let me just say, the way the show wraps up with you preparing for what Infinity Castle is supposed to be, it's damn fun. So I am obsessed with that. 13 Hours, I was kind of on a Michael Bay kick for a little bit, and I realized there was a couple of movies by his that I did not own yet and had never seen. We got another one that I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit, but this was basically about the soldiers that were trapped in Benghazi, some ex-military operators who fought back. And this is based off a true story, and I actually love this movie. I didn't expect much from it. I thought it was going to be the one Michael Bay film I wasn't going to like. It surprised me. I thought it was actually really fun. It had the Michael Bay action, and it was very well done. So definitely check that one out. Kind of feels like a Jack Reacher movie almost. Dark City. I just watched this again yesterday. When I saw this the first time, didn't love it, but I actually do enjoy it now, and I actually think it's a really cool film, especially for Kiefer Sutherland. I think this is one of his best roles, and it's a very dark movie, no pun intended, but it's like tonally it's pretty dark, where you got these beings that have taken over this little city, and there's some twists and turns that go around, so I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but definitely check that one out. Okay, only 2 more. We got the Mad Max 5 movie collection on 4K. I really love these movies. I really enjoy the first Mad Max. A lot of people say that's a revenge flick. I don't get it. I don't think it is, because he doesn't go on a revenge path till the final 15 minutes, which is kind of strange to me. But I like it still. I love Road Warrior, one of the best action movies of the 80s. Beyond Thunderdome is the only one I don't like. Not a fan of that one. That doesn't even feel like a Mad Max movie. There's no car chases. And there's even like a weird like apocalyptic version of The Lost Boys from Peter Pan, which is weird. Fury Road, my favorite action movie of all time. Love that. It's in my top 5 movies of all time for me. And Furiosa, I adored. Love that movie. When I first saw Fury Road, I was like, I want a prequel with that character, and we finally got it, and I was very happy with it. So yeah, definitely check these movies out if you have not seen them, especially if you love action. And the final older film that I bought that I've seen is Pain and Gain. This is kind of the opposite of what 13 Hours was, to where Michael Bay was telling a movie based off a true story, but this one, he was kind of tone deaf with it, to where he was telling a movie that's based off a real life murder, but you're laughing at it. And I was like, what the heck is going on here? Like, this is so strange. So yeah, but the movie's still fun to watch, and you kind of have to try to turn that switch off in your brain, or it's like, this actually happened to someone. Like, there's someone grilling a person's limb on a barbecue, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? So enjoyable Michael Bay film. It's funny. It's got some good action to it. You know Michael Bay. If you watch any of his movies, you're going to get some good action in here. And I think Mark Wahlberg and Dwayne Johnson and even Anthony Mackie do really well together. So yeah. So there's that. So those are all the older films that I bought that I have seen. And next up, okay, these are 2025 movie releases that I have bought that I actually own. So yeah. So we've got The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. I actually love this. This was in my top 10 of the year. This movie proved to us what the same exact way that Taken did back in 2008, where before Taken, nobody thought Liam Neeson could do action movies, and that movie proved us wrong. And then this one, it proves that Liam Neeson can do slapstick comedy, and this movie was hilarious. It was easily the funniest movie of the whole year, and I hope we get another one with Liam Neeson soon, because I really love that. Superman, easily my favorite Superman movie of all time. This was the movie that got me more into Superman after Man of Steel, which I did love. And yeah, this one is essentially the Superman movie I've been waiting for. And I think David Corenswet does very good in the role, and I'm actually curious to see what Man of Tomorrow is going to look like. And I hope that this whole franchise does not get canceled after we only get the one movie, because that's really going to suck. But we shall see. Companion, definitely a honorable mention for best movies of last year. This is one like where it kind of spoils the movie in a way, to where you could tell she's the AI. But this is basically about an AI robot that goes rogue and starts killing people. But it's also kind of a romance movie, to where she doesn't even know she's an AI until they tell her. And so it's a really cool, interesting movie. It's also hilarious too. So if you love comedies, you'll love that one. Final Destination Bloodlines. Okay, for those of you that don't know, I love these movies. I think this one is the best one now. Yeah, I love Final Destination Bloodlines, and this one kind of has a weird twist. Essentially, if you don't know the plot of these movies, you have these people who get like a vision that they're going to die in a very gory or really fucked up way, and they wake up and they think it was all a dream that they just had, but then they realize certain things that they did right before the dream occurred are now happening in real life, and they realize, oh my god, that was real, that's going to happen in a minute. And then that's how, so basically they escape death, and now death is out to get them. So essentially it's a movie about people trying to escape death, and they can't escape it, so people die in very outlandish, gory ways. And so I love all the movies. Actually, I don't love 4 that much, but I think it's still fine. It's an okay movie, but this is easily the best one of all of them, so I highly recommend you check this out if you love those movies. Weapons. This is probably my favorite horror film of the whole year, if I'm not mistaken, if you don't count some other movies that I just mentioned as horror films. But Weapons was easily the most creative, where you got this, I think the lady who plays the aunt or whatever, or the grandma, I think she earned a Golden Globe or Best Actor award, and I thought that was actually really awesome, because she did really damn good here. It's the girl from Uncle Buck. So she's in here. And I cannot wait to see what more of Zach Cregger's movies. I know he's doing a Resident Evil movie this year, so I'm looking forward to that. And so yeah, Weapons was damn scary and also really fun. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning. Love this movie. Not my favorite Mission Impossible movie by any means, but certainly in my top 4 or 5 of all these movies. The only Mission Impossible film I don't like is the first one. The first one's boring. It's an espionage drama. A lot of people say 2 is worse. I'm like, okay, as far as plot, yes, 2 is worse, but that movie's a lot more fun to watch. A lot more fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with this franchise after Tom Cruise, because I believe that he did say this was his final movie, Mission Impossible, but I'm wondering if they're going to do more in the future with this franchise, but just replace him with somebody else. And I don't know how unpopular of a take this will be, but in my opinion, Rebecca Ferguson should have taken over the franchise after Tom Cruise, because I thought she was the perfect female Ethan Hunt. And when they killed her off in the previous movie in Dead Reckoning, I was like, what the fuck, guys? You had an opportunity and you shot it and you took it away. So, really pissed me off. My favorite movie of last year, The Long Walk. Yeah, this is the Steelbook movie where you got the Major, played by Mark Hamill, in one of his best roles in my mind, and you got the reflection of the kids in his sunglasses, but then when you take the slipcover off, the glasses are just plain. So yeah, and then you even got the dog tags of all the boys and numbers for The Long Walk. So so The Long Walk, easily my favorite movie of last year. This is now my favorite Stephen King adaptation. Yes, Dethroned Misery, and now it's my favorite movie of the whole year. And this movie just barely got out of my top 10 movies of all time. Yes, it's in my top 100. This movie was damn good. And for those of you that don't know this movie, essentially it's about these boys that are in this walking competition to where they have to walk non-stop for even days on end. And if they fall under the speed limit, they get a warning. And if you get 3 warnings, you get your ticket, which means you are shot dead in the middle of the road. And whoever the winner is the last boy alive. So there's no finish line. You don't get any breaks. You get food and water whenever you like, but still, you have to keep walking until you either win or you die. And so this was a movie that I have been waiting for over a decade. And when they finally announced it, it had already gone through multiple rewrites and like 3 different directors. And I was like, oh my God, don't let this suck. Please don't let it suck. And when I finally saw it in theaters, I was blown away at how much I adored this movie. And I hope to God that we get more amazing Stephen King adaptations like this one pretty soon, because this movie surprised me all to hell, and I am so happy. I love Long Walk. If I could give that movie 6 out of 5 stars, I would. It was damn perfect. Together, also another honorable mention. This movie competes with Weapons and Sinners for best horror film of the whole year, and this one's actually pretty good. Essentially, you have Dave Franco and Allison Brie, who are a real life couple, and they're playing a couple in this movie to where they're kind of in a weird stage in their relationship. And they are now cursed to where something, like some entity, is morphing their bodies together. And so, yeah, it's a damn good body horror film, and it's a really cool relationship drama. And this movie just surprised the heck out of me. And people keep saying it's epic and brutal. I don't think it's as brutal as people say it is, or as epic. Because when I think of epic, I think of like big scale. It was pretty small scale, but it's still a damn fun movie. So, love Together. Oh yeah, and also, guys, I don't have Sinners. I wasn't as high on the movie as everybody else was. I'm kind of like, it was alright. Thunderbolts. This was the best Marvel movie that we got last year. Essentially, this is kind of like the Suicide Squad of Marvel. Essentially, where you got these ragtag group of people who are trying to save somebody, stop somebody. I can't remember the whole movie 100%, but I did love this movie when I saw it in theaters, and I cannot wait to watch it again. And, So, not much more I can say about it. I do love this film, and people keep saying this might be the new Avengers. I honestly hope not, because I think the original Avengers worked fine. But we'll see how it goes. This might be everyone's favorite film of last year, The One Battle After Another. I actually love this movie. I thought it was damn funny. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was very action-packed. This movie has car chases and gunplay and stuff like that. And this movie unapologetically holds a mirror to our country right now, and I think the movie is actually better for that, because this movie is awesome. I think it's really well informative with what it's trying to say about immigration and how certain people are trying to help us. But also this movie doesn't condone their, like, it doesn't hold a candle to their actions, but it also doesn't condone them either, to where it's like, no, that's wrong, you shouldn't do that, because these people are basically left-wing terrorists. And I don't know, it's pretty weird. But essentially, I did still adore the movie. It was my top 10 of the year. And yeah, and I think Paul Thomas Anderson, I think that's his best film so far. Hard Eyes, this was a pretty good horror slasher movie that takes place on Valentine's Day. I think a friend of mine said this was his favorite film of the year last year, unless I'm wrong. He might have changed it, I don't know. But yeah, so essentially this is kind of like a slasher film. I think the Hard Eyes Killer is a pretty cool look, I think. But when I first saw the poster for this, I thought this movie was going to suck, because I had no anticipation for it. I didn't think the Hard Eyes Killer look was a really scary look or intimidating, so I didn't like it. But after watching the movie, I think it's actually damn awesome. So I would highly recommend you check that out, especially if you love Valentine's Day horror. We got the limited edition steelbook of F1. I was lucky to pick this up because I pre-ordered it from Walmart, and I actually really enjoyed this movie. So you got the really cool, it kind of looks like a drawing almost of the cover, and then you got Brad Pitt's character on the back right here. This was the movie of the summer, and this is a film that was directed by the same guy and crew, I think, as Top Gun Maverick, which is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. And this movie, I had nothing but high hopes for it. All you had to tell me was the same guy, same director as Top Gun Maverick, and I've been like, okay, take my money. You got it. You got all my money right now. And so this is a damn awesome movie. I think it's amazing. I think it's includes the 4K, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yeah. So yeah. So I cannot wait to see what this director does next, and I hope to God that we get another great movie. And if this becomes a franchise in the future, I wouldn't mind that at all, because I think it's awesome. 28 years later, the Steelbook. I was okay with this movie. I thought it was pretty good, but it's easily the weakest of the three of the 28 franchise, or 28 Days Later franchise, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, this one was fine. I love 28 Days Later, and I actually think 28 Weeks Later is better. So yeah, a lot of people say that's a hot take, but I don't care. But yeah. I like this cover though. To where you got, it's like you got some infected down there with a skull, and then you got the woods up here with the father and son right there, and then you got the island in the background with the biohazard symbol with the infected running towards them. So yeah, this was a really good setup, and I'm hoping that Bone Temple does well. I don't know if I'll see it this weekend, but this was damn good. Despite the fact that it's okay, and the fact that it's my least favorite of the three, I still think it's awesome to watch. So if you're a fan of the 28 franchise, check it out. You might be surprised. Black Phone 2. A lot of people either seem to hate this movie or really love it. And Black Phone was my favorite movie of 2022. This one, I think, was better than that film. I like the snowy setting. I like the cool new take you get for the grabber. I think the fact they went Freddy Krueger on him was actually a cool idea. So yeah, I thought this movie was a vast improvement over the original. I like the ways that they used the filmmaking, like the fact that whenever you're in a dream sequence, they replace it with 8mm, and it's really grainy. I thought it was creepy as hell. I do think that the girl who plays the daughter, I'm trying to remember her name, Madeline McGraw, yeah, she does great in these movies, and she actually does even better in this one than she did in the first one. So check this one out if you haven't seen it. And okay, this movie came out this year, but I have not watched it yet because I'm waiting to watch the whole trilogy in order. We got Tron Ares. I actually have never seen these before. Still haven't seen it yet. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what this franchise holds, because I actually am curious about these. People say these movies are visually appealing and cool and fun to watch, but as far as character development and story, they're pretty dumb, or they're lacking it altogether. So I don't know, we'll see. Plus, I like Jared Leto. I don't think he's picked the best role so far, and the fact that they expected him to win over a franchise or to lead a franchise of this magnitude, I thought was actually kind of strange. But we shall see. Okay, guys, now we got this is a smaller stack of movies. These are movies that I bought that I still have not watched yet that are older. So I only got like what, 7 here. So yeah, so this will go by quick. United 93. This is a movie that's told in real time. Again, just kind of like with Run Lola Run, where you got a group of people. This is basically about one of the hijacked planes during 9/11 and about the group of people that stood up to the terrorists and decided to take the plane down before it could crash into anything. So this is a movie that, because it's told in real time, because it's based off a true story like that, I actually am really looking forward to this. So I'm hoping it delivers. The Big Red One, this is kind of a war flick from the 80s, and I think it's about some people that were traveling through Africa during World War II, I believe, and then they end up at a Nazi concentration camp. So yeah, but I heard it's a masterpiece. I've heard good stuff about it, so I'm just say let me know these movies I have not seen yet, if they're worth watching or if they're worth my time. So yeah, looking forward to that one. Point of No Return. This is basically like La Femme Nikita in a way, to where it's it was directed by the same guys who made that show La Femme Nikita, even though this is a different director and a different writing crew, but it's kind of the same story. To where you got a woman who, this woman was trained to become an assassin, and then she goes after the company that made her an assassin. So it's pretty cool. I've seen that show Nikita a long time ago, but I still have not watched it, but I have not finished it. And Joel Cerno and Robert Cochran, the guys who created La Femme Nikita, I love them because they created my favorite show of all time, 24. So Bone Lake. This is a movie that when it came out, I wanted to see it, but it wasn't playing at a theater near me, so I basically had to wait till the Blu-ray came out before I could see it, and now it's finally out, and I actually am looking forward to this. People say it's kind of like Speak No Evil, but it's more sexual and sexy with it, to where you got these two couples that rent out an Airbnb house together, and let's just say that one of the couples is very awkward, but they push boundaries a little bit, especially with personal space. And then you got and then the mom ends up, one of the wives ends up sleeping with the other husband, and then back and forth, and then it's crazy. So I'm looking forward to this one because I think it might actually be fun. People say it goes full Carnage Candy in the end, so I'm looking forward to that. Power Kids. All right. If you've never heard of this movie, the plot alone will make you interested. Essentially, what you have here, this is a movie from Thailand, I believe, to where you got these group of kids that are staying at this Muay Thai school in their town, and their friend needs a heart transplant, and he goes into the hospital to get ready for his transplant, but there's no organs available. And so then they finally get an organ. His friends finally get an organ available for him, and right before they could go in to give him the heart, the hospital is being taken over by terrorists. And so the kids end up fighting the terrorists with martial arts skills in order to take them down. So people say this is like Die Hard for children, especially because it says it right there, Die Hard for kids. This movie, the plot alone, I had to see it. I was like, oh my god. So it's like kids fighting off terrorists. That's awesome. So please let me know if that's good enough. Shinobi Heart Under Blade. This is another martial arts movie that I've been looking forward to. I love martial arts films. If you guys haven't noticed, I adore these kinds of movies. This is kind of like a Japanese version of Romeo and Juliet, where you got these two clans that have been sworn under a peace treaty to not fight anymore, and then the leaders of these two clans fall in love with each other, and then now something is starting to make the clans go into war again. I heard it's a pretty damn badass and intense action movie, so looking forward to that. And finally, the final one we have here is Legend of the Fist: Return of Shenzhen. I've seen a clip of this on YouTube, and I think Donnie Yen is a damn good martial artist. This guy is just about as good than Jackie Chan, if not better. You can't really deny that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he does. So, yeah. Not much I can say about it because I have not seen the movie yet, and I haven't really read the plot. So that's it, you guys. That's all the movies I bought over the last couple of months for my movie collection. I now own about 1,100 movies. Still, I'm trying to keep it sane because I only got so much room for these things. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys have a good 2026. I'll try to keep doing these more often if I can, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.